Know where you are at all times. Guiding principles. When you're a sales professional and you're sitting down to talk to a prospect, the client's perspective is a price-value seesaw. The value is small, the price is high, and so the seesaw is tilted this way. The pile of money that I'm going to have to swap from the client's perspective for the goods and services is not beneficial, so I'm not ready to sign yet. You have two choices. You can work on the value side. You can help them understand that their perception of the value is incomplete and there's more value than they perceived. And so you can work on that side of the seesaw, or you can work on the price side. If you have pricing power in your particular line of business, in your industry, etc., and you can actually reduce the price, then that's something to consider. Most of the time, however, you are actually putting it into perspective. You can work on either side, but at least know where you stand and what you're doing as a sales professional, because you understand how the game's being played. And what you do is you explain how his perception of price is inflated and his perception of value is underflated, and you grow it. And you get to the point where the value exceeds the price, the seesaw tilts, and the next time then you ask for the order, you get it. That's the process that you're involved in, and just know where you are at all times. It's helpful to understand that. And asking questions of the client will tell you exactly where you stand along the way. The client almost never says no. They might say not yet in various ways, and it may sound like no, but if they're still sitting there, it's not no. It's what they're saying is, based on the information that you've given me so far, I am not ready to swap my perception of the price you're asking for my perception of the value you're offering. However, I may be wrong. Please point out to me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to sit here while you do. And they may have said no, but that's what they meant, because they're still sitting there. So they're inviting more. So you just go right on with your explanation. And so forth. Now the no, when they stand up and they get your stuff on the table, put it in your briefcase, and take you by the elbow, push you out the door, and slam the door, that was the no. Until then, keep selling and asking questions. Knowing where you are, the price-value seesaw. You have, every business person has three basic functions that they must do and do well. And your job is to help them do that in some way. And you add value to the process if you do that. Each business person is either going to take steps to claim opportunities, to solve problems, or to identify and manage risks. Everything that we do in business should be in one of those categories. And if not, let's stop and think about how we're spending our time. So think about what you bring to the table in those, from that perspective and in those tranches, if you will. Now, I love the idea of an elegant solution. I even like the term, elegant solution. I like to say it. An elegant solution is taking one step which solves or claims or manages more than one of those. It has multiple benefits. And boy, if you want to really ingratiate a client to yourself, bring elegant solutions to the table. In the benefits area, why does an employer have benefits? It's to improve the relationship and to remove distractions from the lives of his employees and to be able to compete in the marketplace. Well, they can have the greatest benefit package. You help them design it, the greatest benefit package in the world. But if if the employee doesn't understand how to get the value out of it, doesn't appreciate it, the employer is not getting as much value. So if you can think about it from that perspective, and I know that this is ABC stuff, but if you think about it from that perspective, you really help your sales professional. The wow factor. You always want the wow factor when you're selling. How do you get the wow factor? It's doing everything that the customer and the prospect has a right to expect or has a reason to expect you to do. You promised it, it's normally done, the competitors do it. It's doing all of that, ... and then some. It's doing everything that is reasonable and then some. Now the setup for the wow factor is to under-promise so that you can over-deliver. If you know it's going to take you 3 days to do something, tell them that you can have it in 5 days and ask if that's satisfactory, and then get it to them in 2 or 3. Under promise so that you can over deliver. Do everything that they have every reason to expect, and then some. Remember that. That'll give you the wow factor.